Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. This is Femi Julo and welcome to Femi Julo's Biz. And if you're here for the first time, I welcome you. And please do me a simple favor. Kindly click on the subscribe button just to support this channel and the targeted subscriber. My targeted subscriber for now is 1,000, so it's still a long way to go. So please support by clicking the subscribe button, share the videos, and also hit the like button if you like the content so far. And today is a sequel to my last video whereby I talk about immigration to Germany, and this was due to feedbacks I got from my viewers, and I decided to do justice to it, as many people want to know about what's in Germany, how can one process visa, what are the kind of visas that are available. So a whole lot of information that people want to know. So that's why I've taken my time to sit down and do a little bit of research and give people the authentic information that they need that might help them in their decision making while trying to transit from wherever you are. And from my last video, a friend called me and said, "Oh, Femjulo, you're giving me too much background stories, and I don't need that. Just tell me what I need to do." Hey, I understand why some people are kind of anxious to know. They just want all the information on how to go about it. I am not actually an expert in processing visa, but I can give you information that will guide you so that as not to make mistakes that others have made. Because take for instance, I don't think in my travel history I've ever engaged any travel agent, simply because I took my time to find out what I need and I work towards it. Basically, there's no two way to it. And some people have taken time to do that, so you end up paying them because they put resources and time into making research to put your documents together, depending on whatever visa you're processing, and that depends on whatever country you intend to migrate to. I am giving you background because it is necessary, but those background information is actually valid because you need to understand, Germany or the German government over time have changed their immigration laws, and it's not going to stop. They keep changing it, and they change from time to time based on whatever is on ground. And I've engaged some people since the little time I've been here and find out about their immigration history, and you hear a whole lot of stories, and some have even advised others to come. Oh, just come, don't worry, once you find yourself here, you do this and this and that, and everything's just going to work out. Some have been disappointed, some have been in the system and they're kind of lost. And what do I mean by that? Some are in Germany and they don't know what steps to take because they didn't really get the right information, just because somebody have just told them, find whatever ways you can to get here and everything will be fine. To their shock, the thing didn't go the way they planned, and they're kind of lost and don't know what next to do. So I don't want you to make that same mistake. That's why I'm giving you a background story about Germany, what informs government policy and changing their immigration laws. So because everything is changing and it will keep changing, it's not going to be one law and that is it. No, things are changing and you need to be well informed especially if you intend to migrate to Germany from whatever part of the world you are. So this information is vital, and that is why I took my time to get those information and to let you know, so as to prepare yourself for what might be the eventual reality by the time you find yourself here. So that is the whole essence. So today I will be talking about the various visas to Deutschland or to Germany, as the English speaking people will say. It's in form of slide, and I think the slide kind of help to make the information simpler. So you can take your time. If you don't understand anything, take your time to go over the video, watch. You can pause and read. That is why it is in slide form. I need to minimize my video just a minute so that we can I think this is so German visa types. What is required for each visa? So I'll be going through these slides. It's quite pages, but there are bullet points about what you really need to be informed about. Type of visa available to Deutschland. Germany offers several long stay and short stay visas to international travelers. The German visas types depend on your purpose of visit and how long you intend to stay in the country. German visa types. The visas are broadly classified as the following. They are classified into 4 different groups. The number 1 is type A visa. And what are those under type A visa? It's transit visa. Type A visa, that's the kind of transit visa for people who are traveling through Germany to another country. You can travel through German airports. This visa does not allow you to enter Germany. That is, when you are in transit, you only pass through the airport. You cannot leave the airport until you get to your destination. The type B visa. This is also a transit visa. You are permitted to travel through the territory of Germany to your next destination. The visa is valid for a maximum of 5 days. That is, you can leave the airport with this kind of visa, the type B visa, if you are in transit to another country. The type C visa. This is a short stay visa that allows a person to be in Germany for a maximum of 90 days. This visa is for tourists and is popularly known as the Schengen visa. I believe some of us must have heard about Schengen visa. So I will elaborate on that in the course of this video. The type D visa. The visa is suitable for people who wish to stay in Germany for more than 3 months. Most of the type C visa, which is mainly issued to tourists, is maximum of 90 days, which is 3 months. So, but the type D visa is for people who intend to stay for more than 3 months. This is referred to as a national visa, and it is also used for the purpose of education and research. That is, these are for people that get an admission into a school or a university for the purpose of education and research. So those are basically the 4 types. The next slide. Reasons people migrate to Deutschland or Germany. What attracts people to Germany? Germany is one of the largest nations in Europe. The rich history and beautiful landscape have always attracted travelers from all over the world. Germany offers the best training and education of students, especially in the fields of engineering and science. I can attest to that when it comes to engineering and science. But at the same time, you don't see a lot of Germans doing that nowadays. If you go to most of their school, I can tell you mostly have international students doing those courses because they know they have the best hands here. So you see a lot of international students applying. This is the major reason for hundreds and thousands of international students who seeks admission to colleges and universities in Germany. Also, one other thing, one of the many reasons is the excellent employment opportunities in this nation, that is Germany, and exciting life in the cities attract workers and professionals from all over the world to move to Germany as residents. Now, a question: is it mandatory for all nationalities to have a visa to go to Germany? No, it is not mandatory for all nationalities to have a German visa to go there. However, you need to find out if you belong to one of those nations that are exempted from a German visa before visiting this country or moving there permanently. So what are those countries that are exempted from getting a visa before moving to Germany, whether temporarily or permanently? You do not require a visa if you belong to one of the following nations: European Economic Area (EEA), European Union (EU), that is if you are from the following areas or countries. If you're from Iceland, Liechtenstein, Norway, Switzerland. The next slide. Germany belongs to one of the 26 nations in the Schengen area. Citizens of this nation can move freely in the nations given below, that is the Schengen countries. It includes Austria, Belgium, Czech Republic, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, Liechtenstein, Luxembourg, Malta, Netherlands, Norway, Poland, Greece, Hungary, Iceland, Italy, Latvia, Lithuania, Portugal, Slovakia, Slovenia, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland. These nations have a common visa and are free from border controls. If you belong to one of these countries, you can live, study, visit, or work in Germany without a visa or a permit. Please take notes. If you're outside these countries listed, then you need a visa to visit. All that you require is a valid passport or a proof of identity to get yourself registered at the residence registration office in the area where you live. Visa requirements for other nationals. If you do not belong to the EU, EEA, Swiss nations, you require a Schengen visa to visit Germany for a period of 90 days. I mentioned that earlier. The maximum for a visiting visa to Germany is for 3 months maximum. However, certain countries apart from the EEA and EU are also exempted from this visa. Let's look at those countries that are exempted: Australia, Canada, Israel, Japan, New Zealand, the Republic of Korea, and if you're an American. Some of the countries from South America and Central America, all these countries require a resident permit to stay and work in Germany for a period above 90 days. The nations, except the ones belonging to the EEA and the EU, require a permit referred to as resident title to live and work in Germany. So, different types of visa to Germany. International travelers to Germany who do not belong to the EEA and EU require a short stay or a long stay visa for different purposes. That is, if you do not belong to the Schengen nation, you obviously require a visa to travel or to come into Germany. And the people come in for different purposes: for tourism, for higher education. Some have studied, take for instance, in Africa and want to do their postgraduate studies, for research purpose, to do a short-term course, to attend an event, conference, and seminar, for medical and healthcare, as we all know that Germany have one of the best medical facilities that I have seen. So you see a lot of people coming for medical and health care because the health sector here is state funded and it's one of the best you can find around the world. So for employment, people come in for employment even from other Schengen nations. To move as a dependent family member, to be a permanent resident. Given below are some of the visas that you require to travel to be or live in Germany. Now, airport transit visa. So what is airport transit visa? For those international travelers traveling through one of the German airports, this visa is for a few hours and you cannot leave the airport. I mentioned it when I talked about the categories of visas we have. This is airport transit visa. You cannot leave the airport when you have this kind of visa because it's a transit visa. You're only passing through the airport on your way to your destination. People belonging to the following countries require this visa. Take note of the countries I'm going to be mentioning: Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Ghana, India, Iran, Iraq, Jordan, Lebanon, Mali, Nigeria. For those in Nigeria, if you are in transit and you are going to pass through one of the airports here to your destination, you require a transit visa. Not just buy a ticket and think that is all. A transit visa is required. Pakistan, Somalia, South Sudan, Sri Lanka, Sudan, Syria, and Turkey. However, you do not require this visa if you are traveling through the international area for transit at the following airports in Germany. And those airports are Frankfurt, Cologne, Düsseldorf, Munich, Hamburg. If you are traveling through one of these airports, that is through an international flight to your destination, you don't necessarily need a transit visa. Type B visa for transit. The Type B visa is also another visa for transit. This transit visa is required for those international travelers who wish to travel through the German territory en route to their next destination. The maximum validity for this visa is 5 days. Type C visa. This is like reiterating what I mentioned earlier in the earlier slides. Type C visa, which is short stay visa. An international traveler planning to visit Germany for a period of 90 days can apply for a short stay visa. Schengen visa. A Schengen visa allows you to make a short visit to Germany. The maximum time you can be in Germany with this visa is 3 months, 90 days maximum, after which you are required to go back to your country of origin. You can apply for a Schengen visa for the following situations: a holiday, maybe you want to go on holiday, you can apply for that if you have enough money to take care of yourself for the period you are going to be in Germany. Tourism, short stays related to your employment and profession, to attend a seminar, conference, and workshop, to attend an event or marriage. Maybe you have a relative or something that is having a marriage, you can apply for this kind of visa. To attend business fairs, there are a lot of business seminars being held at different quarters, so you need this kind of visa, the type C. To attend a short-term course for health and medical care. An individual can apply for this visa at the German consulate or embassy within her or his native country. That is, to get the type C kind of visa, you do that at the consulate or the embassy at your country of origin. Unless an exceptional circumstance arises, you are not allowed to change this visa to a permit for residence. So what does that mean? That is, only for an exceptional case can you now seek resident permit. So it is not a guarantee for resident permit, or you can use that as a basis for resident permit, except in an exceptional circumstance, as it is stated here, because they have different law and they have ways of applying those laws as it pertains to each individual. So what works for person A might not work for B because there are different circumstances. So people need to understand that. To get a resident permit, you have to go back to your native country and apply for it, which is more like a camel passing through the eye of a needle. Yeah, I have to say that. It's harsh, but it's the truth. It's not easy to come by, and the Germans take their time before they will issue you even a tourist visa. They do all checks and balances, and once they're not convinced, it's sorry, they don't even think about it. They don't think twice. They don't blink. So you need to be informed. Type D, which is type D visa, long stay, tend to stay or be a resident of Germany. The type D visa or a long stay visa is necessary for those international travelers who do not belong to the EEA or EU or Swiss nations. I've mentioned those countries earlier. This visa is for those individuals who wish to be in Germany for a period above 3 months. So that's the type D visa. So you need to understand what category are you applying for, which is the whole essence of this video. This visa is also referred to as the German national visa. This visa may be taken for many reasons, including the following: higher studies, that is, if you are applying to a school to learn, and some courses run for 2 years, 3 years. So it's not going to be a class C visa, it's going to be a type D. Then what are the other reasons for anyone who wants to get the type D visa? To join a research program. Germany have a lot of schools that are into research. So if you get such an application, then you can apply for this kind of visa. To join a family member. So if you have a relative here that have been living in Germany, that is a resident, that is permanent resident here, you can, and you intend to migrate from wherever you are to such a family member, you will need a type D visa. The next one, for the purpose of employment, if you get a job, definitely, and if you are going to work here, you get a job as an international traveler, that is automatically leaving your native country or wherever you reside to live here. You will need a type D visa, and also to be a permanent resident. So type D visa if you want to be a permanent resident. For long-term medical treatments and care, and you must have a lot of financial resources for you to get that kind of a visa if it's for a long-term medical treatment and care. The individual has to apply for this visa at his or her country of residence. That is, you have to go to the embassy, the German embassy at your native country. Unless you are a national belonging to the EEA or EU or Switzerland, you have to apply for a D visa or a category D visa and resident permit before arriving in Germany. The visa processing might take several months. Hence, you have to start early to get a German resident permit in time. Given below are the long stay visa in Germany. This particular slide talk about how it takes so many months for Germans to grant you a visa, regardless of the category. They do their due diligence. I must say this because I've gone through that process too. I know how long that took me. So they take their time. So some people are even discouraged. They don't have that patience to even wait. So some people don't even bother applying and look for other means. So it takes time, and you have to start early if you intend to. I'm talking to those that intend to move to Germany. Study visa in Germany, that is for long stay. An international student require a German study visa to do a long-term course in Germany, and you get this at the embassy. The visa is valid for a period of 2 years, after which it can be extended by putting in a request. That is, if you get this kind of visa as a student and you'll be studying in Germany for a particular course, let's say you're doing a postgraduate or a master's program, so they give you 2 years, and if for any reason the program extend beyond 2 years, you need to go to the foreign office and put in a request whereby you'll be granted an extension. So you'll be granted an extension while you are studying in Germany. So that's how it works. So you don't need to go back to your native country and reapply again. So those are the conditions. This visa can be used to do any degree program or exchange programs. You can also do a German course, non-academic, using this visa. That is, even while in Germany, you can take in a German course if you are interested in learning the language. Because I personally didn't find that easy because of lack of ability to speak German. So it was an extra effort to go to school and learn the language, because basically Germans love their language and they are proud of it. Put it in your face. Every offices you go, they speak Germans. If you take a bus, they speak German. The drivers. If you go to supermarkets, they speak Germans. So the language is in your face, and God help you if you're not interested. And like I always tell people that I think it's only logical and it makes sense if you are in a country. Like the old saying goes that if you are in Rome, you behave like the Romans. So I used to say, if you are in Germany, you behave like the Germans. You learn Dutch, that's the language, to make life easy for yourself. So you need to show interest. I've heard most of my African brothers and sisters say, oh, I can't kill myself. It's very hard. I know the language is difficult, but at least put in interest. Don't be totally lost out. Don't be totally lost out. And for those students that intend to come and study, although most of those international courses are in English, but at the same time, any language you learn and you master, it becomes part of you. Nobody can take that of you. It's an advantage. It's an added advantage. So why not? To apply for this visa, you must be accepted at one of the state universities, colleges approved by the states. Education in Germany is basically funded by the states, that is by the government. And there's a reason why. I won't go into details now, perhaps in subsequent videos. The applicants must have sufficient funds. Please take note of this thing I'm talking about. If you intend to come into Germany for studies, take note of this. The applicant must have sufficient funds to cover the entire course fee and the living expenses in Germany during that period. Some people have told me that, Julo, I've heard that some German schools are free, blah blah blah. How do I get in? What do I need to do? Yeah, because it is state funded. The government put too much fund into education, and they are not stupid for doing that. There is a reason why they take it so serious. So because it's state funded, some of the courses are free, not all. Making the course free doesn't mean you should not be able to take care of yourself during your course of study. If you are going to be here for 2 years, you must have sufficient fund to take care of your accommodation, your feeding. because the government doesn't want you to come here and be a liability to them. So they will make sure you have sufficient fund, which you are going to open in a bank. Is going to be a form of virtual account. I will also do a video about how that works, but not in this video. Try not to make this video too long. So, sufficient fund is important. The law permits the international student in Germany to work for 120 full days or 240 half days to meet some of their living expenses in Germany, in as much as possible. That having enough fund before coming here is one of the criteria. They also know that things can become unpredictable, so they still allow you to work for certain hours while you are studying in Germany, so as to support yourself, in as much as you are supporting yourself, and you do not have to say, oh, this fund can no longer sustain me, because it's all about sustenance. You go out day to day, you take public transport, all those comes in, all those expenses comes in. So they allow you with this kind of visa to even work for certain number of days and hours, so as to support your living expenses while you're in Germany. The next slide. There are three main types of German student visa. Number one, student applicant visa for Germany. To apply for a student visa in person in Germany, valid only for the process of application. That is, maybe while you're on tour or you get a tourist visa, you can apply for this student applicant visa. The applicants cannot study in Germany using this visa because it's only for a short period. So you apply while you are here, but you can't study with this kind of visa because it's for a short period. The second one is student visa for Germany. The visa for international students to do a long-term course in Germany. That is, you have gotten an application into a school and you want to come to Germany to study, so you need the student visa for Germany. And the third one, visa for German language course. This visa allows you to study the German language in one of the recognized colleges in Germany. Visa to Germany. German visa type, long stay employment visa, 2019. Yes, I mentioned in my first video that this visa was not in existence before until 2019. I think I'm correct. Whereby there was a kind of deficiency in skilled workers. So, and the government observed that you don't have too many professionals to fill up some spaces. And one factor for that is that Germany have an aging population. That is, you have more of older people that are going into retirement, and it's not a country that the native Germans give birth to many children, so there's need to fill in the gap. And what I also observe personally is that some of the German younger ones are not even taking up all these professional studies. So they have to allow or make a law, amend their immigration law to permit skilled workers, that is from any part of the world. Take for instance, what do I mean by skilled worker? If you are a programmer, I think basically the IT sector is one big sector that is lacking many professionals, because you don't see too many people there, because it required some special skills if you want to write a program. And this time and age is the computer age. Everything is done online, so you need professionals to maintain your website, write a program, develop a product. So those are professionals, those are skilled workers. So that was lacking, and the government observed that, and they made these amendments, and they amended their immigration law, so to permit this kind of skilled workers from all over the world. So even if you're in Africa and you have special skills, and I mean skilled professionals, because there are many jobs that are semi-skilled, you don't require too much skills, and you have many of them here in Germany. You don't need to go to university or have a professional degree to do those many jobs. So many people take up those many jobs, but there is a big gap in filling those jobs that require skilled workers, and that's why this visa was or the law for this employment visa was enacted in 2019. I think towards the end of 2019. So I have somebody actually from Nigeria that's migrated here with his family. He's a programmer and he's living here, and you get well paid. Wherever you are, you need to start thinking, what skill can you apply to yourself, especially in the information technology. It is in high demand in Germany. I can tell you that for free. It is in high demand. So you can start thinking along that line if you are inclined towards information technology, programming, software development, website development, and all that stuff. These visa permit international workers to work for a long time in Germany. Visa for job seekers. If an individual has not been successful in finding a job in Germany, he or she can apply for a job seekers visa in Germany. Only those who have a degree or diploma in higher studies recognized by Germany can apply for this visa. So take note of that. The individual must have sufficient funds. See, the issue of sufficient funds is coming in now to support his or her stay in Germany during that time. That is, if you want to do a job seeking visa. German visa for researchers, that is also a long stay. Researchers, teachers, scientists can apply for this visa if they wish to do a research in their respective fields. The ability to speak German language is not mandatory for this long-term visa, so not all courses require you understanding German language or Dutch. Visa continued. Family reunion visa in Germany. An individual who lives outside the EU or EEA can apply for this visa if you have a family member who is a resident or citizen in Germany. Your family member must have enough room to accommodate you there. That is, if you have a relative, one of the conditions is before you can apply for this visa, the foreign office will ask that your family member to submit some documents, and one of it is about his accommodation. So they want to know that he has enough room to accommodate you when he comes. So, and once they observe that this person that is your relative does not have enough room to accommodate you, they turn such an offer down. So people back in Africa, especially, you need to understand that it's not enough to say somebody have lived 20 years in Germany, but the question you need to ask is, does this person have enough rooms for me, even if he intends to bring you over? So it's a condition, and if that condition is not met, sorry, they're going to turn it down. He or she must also have sufficient funds to support your stay in Germany. That is, the period you are going to be around, they are going to ask that your relative to submit his what do they call it now? I'm trying to remember the English word for it. His pay slips, his or her pay slips. They want to know that, okay, while you bring a relative from your native country to Germany, they want to be sure that you are financially stable to take care of that person during the period the person comes to live with you. Medical treatment visa in Germany. This visa is for people who wish to take long-term medical and healthcare in Germany. The people who have to stay at least 6 months or more to get medical treatment have to apply for this visa. Self-employment visa in Germany. That is, if you want to work as freelance. If you wish to work as a freelancer in Germany, you have to apply for this visa. This visa applies the applicant to stay for a long while in Germany. You must have sufficient funds to support yourself. Take notes. The applicant must have the required means to support his or her freelance project in Germany. If the individual is over 45 years of age, he or she must have the necessary proof showing adequate means to support themselves during old age. Please take notes. Internship visa for students in Germany. That is, if you want to do internship, you should have an internship offer from a recognized school. Approval for the FES or Federal Employment Agency is necessary. The applicant's employer must apply for this visa. That is, want to do internship. Let's say you're Nigerian and you get a company that is ready to take you. It is the company that will apply on your behalf. The maximum time limit under this visa is 12 months. So that is, it doesn't exist for more than a year. That is, if you intend to do an internship in any company here in Germany. Visa for a language course in Germany. On the final notes, to do a language course in this country, that is in Germany, for a period above 3 months, the individual is supposed to apply for this visa. This is a long stay visa which is issued for a period of 12 months. So I think this is where I will draw the curtain today, and I believe you have been able to learn one or two things from this presentation, and I hope it helps you. And for those of us that are already in Germany, you can also help by sharing this video with some of your relatives that are back home, wherever they are, so that they can learn. You can even go back over and over this video so that you can read by yourself if there are things you are not too clear about. And also, I have an email. You can also send me an email. My email will be displayed there, olufemijilo@gmail.com. Send me an email. I will be as discreet as I can to treat all questions and send you a reply. If you have anything that is not too clear to you on what I've talked about, then I'll be more than willing to give you the necessary feedback that you need that will help you. So I want to thank you for your time, and before I go, I want to say once again, please, if you're here for the first time, please click that subscribe button down below. If you've enjoyed this particular presentation, hit the like button, and don't forget to share with your friends and your family. And my target is 1,000 subscribers. I still have a long way to go, and with your support, I believe the sky is the beginning. So thank you for your time. I will be looking forward to your emails, your questions, anything that is not too clear. I'll be more than willing to share that with you. And until I see you by the next video, take good care of yourself and stay safe. Till next time. Bye for now. Bye.